tuning in. Looks like we have a viewer on. Hey, DFW, we have Miss Erin joining us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just catching.
Thank you.
One. Absolutely. So I can see your comments. Do me a favor. Make sure you like, share, repost, invite a friend or two to join us. If this is your first time checking out the Joule Drop, my name is Nina Renesie, and I am joined with my other half, my partner in uplifting, my co-CEO, which is Chief Encouragement Officer, Natural Keish.
Hey.
Hey, Keish.
How's it going?
It's going good. I know this is a little different for us because we're used to being next to each other in the studio. Shout out to Spider. I'm gonna be doing my hand in honor of you tonight.
Yeah.
Just 5.
Sure.
Hey, Marquita.
5.
Right.
Yes.
We ain't got nobody to count us down. Nobody to cue up the music. It's just us. So this is a little different. Yep. Everything that is going on right now with COVID-19 and the country facing a pandemic and, just the state of the world globally being in the condition that it's in. Of course, as you all can understand, the studio is not open right now. So shout out to our Power Play family, Spider,
yes,
Trudy, Miss Gina, Lady Phil, Stacia, Terrence, the Radiotherapy Network family, just everybody.
Yes.
We love y'all. We miss y'all and can't wait to get back in the studio.
It's going to be so much fun.
It is going to be so much fun.
Yeah, so tonight we decided to jump on, do a live. It's been a while. What have we been up to since you haven't seen us? And talk about some stuff, because there's been some stuff going on. So you ready to jump in, Nina?
Yeah.
On this good old Friday?
Yeah. What have we been up to? Keisha, what have you been doing?
So I guess the big news is I'm now enrolled in school.
Yay!
I'm going back to school to get my master's in industrial and organizational psychology, which is probably a whole 180 from where my bachelor's is, but it kind of moves me towards more of my passion, the mental health realm and coaching and doing things around that. So that's pretty much been my big hoorah moment for 2020. What about you, Nina?
What
have you been up to?
I've been focusing on myself. I moved into a new career, started a new 9-to-5. Everyone, let us know how the sound.
Congratulations.
This is our first time using the StreamYard app. So let us know what the sound is like. And let us know what you guys have been up to as well in the comments. We can see your comments. So let us know what you do. But I got another job, of course. And I know that's very different for the both of us because we're used to also working together day to day. But I switched companies, new opportunity, and better things ahead, of course, in my own personal and career development. And I also started school. So I've enrolled to complete my bachelor's. 13. Thank you. 13 years since I stopped school. And now I'm going back to finish what I started. Really is for me and just wanting to prove to my daughter that it's important to, finish what you start. There's a benefit in getting your bachelor's, depending on your career path, of course. And we know that people can be successful without a bachelor's. I consider myself one of those people. I've been quite successful without a bachelor's, but I want to finish what I started. So it's never too late for you to finish.
Never.
No matter how long ago it was. I'm a living testimony that, you can lace up your bootstraps and get back into it. So, but y'all keep me in prayer because the first class is a data statistics driven course. I'm just, yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's what I've been doing.
You'll do fine. You'll do great. And the good news about both of us starting school together, all goes well, we keep our head and foot in the game, we will more than likely be graduating around the same time. So it will be definitely a big win for the both of us.
Yes.
That's going to be fun.
It is.
All right. So what about for the people who may be jumping in and checking out the Joule Drop for the first time? You want to give them a little bit of a Joule Drop history real quick?
So about the Joule Drop, the Joule Drop is a radio show, and it is an online radio show for the Zennials. So we are the micro generation between the millennials and what's the generation before us, Keisha?
It's Gen X.
Is it Gen
X?
Gen X and millennials.
I think it's X.
So we're right in between the two, and we are right on the cusp of technology becoming hot, but still analog children. So we understand analog, and we've also experienced a lot of changes throughout history. This will be our second recession. Should the country have another recession, this will be the second recession for our generation. I think we've experienced a lot of trauma and a lot of changes, and how we communicate is different from the other generations. I think our communication style is a little different. So we created the Joule Drop. Yes, very different. We created the Joule Drop as a place where we can focus on building healthy relationships, keeping the line of communication open between all generations, races, and sex, and making sure that we are voicing those concerns that we have about day-to-day life issues in a safe place. So the Joule Drop is that place. We've had many conversations at the Joule Drop, and we welcome your conversations as well. So make sure you tell us what you've been up to. We've shared a little what we've been focusing on since we've been out of the studio. Tell us what you've been focusing on in the comments. Willie, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so don't forget to like our Facebook page, The Joule Drop, our Instagram page, follow us on Instagram, The Joule Drop, and visit our website at the www.thejouledrop.com. We definitely love for you to chime in and give us your thoughts on what you think. Hey, it's on the screen. Yay. Yeah, so while you are clearing up what you've been up to and what you have going on, there's been a lot going on with the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes.
We are quarantined here in Texas. It looks like we are on a stay-at-home order now until May 20th.
Yes.
So that's a whole nother month now being in the house. Huh?
You think it's going to be longer than May 20th? Do you think it'll go longer than that?
I really thought when I saw the article or the announcement, the breaking news that it said May, it just said May 2020. So I was like, okay, June 1, let's do it. Yeah. At this point, I'm like, okay, school will be out for us. We would have had like one more week to go back to school. And that's it. Just one more week. So we'll be completing school. We'll be completing school online and just doing things differently. It is definitely a change that we have to become accustomed to.
Yes.
Now we're relying more on technology to connect more than anything. Like right now, I'm sitting here going, please don't let my connection get spotty.
I know.
I should have hardwired into the modem, into the router.
In the world of IT, I just figured we would find out if technology and how it's been marketed to the public and to businesses, if it was all it was cracked up to be, because honestly, I didn't think that any business was ready for such a challenge in terms of technology, just down to sheer infrastructure and whether or not they can actually support all the traffic that would be traversing across networks. And I'm sure other people in the world or industry of IT thought the same thing. I was like, we're about to really find out if it's everything has been cracked up to be, and especially working in IT, have we been slaving for nothing, or does it really work? Like what we were sold in theory, does it really?
Like somebody lied.
Right.
Did somebody lie? And contact center.
Yes.
A lot of contact centers that have been brick and mortar for years have now had to scramble to keep their workers working and giving them remote solutions to work from home. And I have to commend a lot of those companies as well for jumping to it and helping us stay employed and those that can stay employed. And a big shout out also to those that are on the front line, the nurses, the people that work at gas stations and in all the essential places. We thank you for your service, because without you, we wouldn't be able to eat or continue to have some sense of normalcy in life.
Yeah.
Because it's definitely a big change.
It's a
huge change.
And we're going to go back to being how we were before. This is really going to change how companies do business going forward on a go forward basis. Everyone's talking about, or a lot of people, I would say, I'm not going to generalize that statement, but a lot of people would say, they're looking to get back to normal. There is no normal. We all have to learn how to function in this new normal. And whatever your new normal will look like after COVID-19 or the stay-at-home orders are lifted, then discovering what that new normal also looks like. So I'm praying for everyone. And yes, shout out to our first responders, our truck drivers.
Yes.
Everyone who is still considered essential. Absolutely.
Most definitely. Whew. How is your Juliet doing with all of the being at home? And
she's older, and I only have one. She is not feeling it. She is adjusting though. So I don't have the heartache of the at school or homeschooling that a lot of the parents are facing right now, because she's in high school, and I think it was easier for them to transfer or transition curriculum online. I understand for the younger kids, however, how that is more of a challenge. For the parents out there who are listening, make sure you tune in. Let us know how you guys are coping with now having to homeschool. My heart goes out to the 2020 class, though, the graduating seniors, because they don't get to experience all of the activities that most senior classes have experienced. So prom, even commencement, like some of them won't cross the stage. And my heart really goes out to them, but I want to encourage them just to find a way to commemorate their achievement and their moment. I see we have Patrice Morrison on from Girl Boss Lifestyle. Hey Patrice. Thank you for joining. She commemorated her daughter's 2020 commencement in an amazing way. They did at-home photo shoot. She did the whole glam routine and let her get glammed up, and they really celebrated it. So just because you're at home doesn't mean you have to forego just commemorating or celebrating that achievement. It's a huge achievement, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. And I would say, even for the parents, find a way to celebrate it, because someone had to support those kids to get them to where
Right.
I know I'm celebrating every milestone. So we did it together.
You be like PV and put the cap and gown on too. Listen, she was like, "Give me that. I'm gonna put it on. Take a picture of me because I'm graduating too." Like, I did run across an article actually where a community in Texas did prom from the porch.
Okay.
I thought that was really cute. They lit the porch up and the kids got stuff, and she had a Whataburger cup. So they're finding ways and unique ways to celebrate. Some of the commencements are being pushed back to June, but we do what we can to make sure that they are being celebrated and that they can embrace it. I can guarantee you they'll never forget the year of 2020.
Well, none of us will forget the year of 2020. How it started out, not how it's going so far. We will never forget this moment. And if we do, there is something seriously wrong with humanity. There's no reason why this should not be imprinted on the tapestries of our mind right now, because life as we know it will change after this. That I firmly believe that it will not go back to being the same. Marquita said, hated it. So I'm
hated it.
I'm gonna assume she means homeschooling, because I know that is the struggle for a lot of the parents is homeschooling.
Yeah, for me, it's not that bad. I have a kindergartner and a fifth grader. So I'm giving my fifth grader a little bit more autonomy to kind of work out the way she needs to work out with her classes, because she's in intermediate school. School district has intermediate school, so they're passing classes. So it's more of like a middle school setting.
Okay.
Kind of letting her run a little bit. My youngest, the teachers at the elementary school have made it really easy for us as parents to kind of get what we need to get done for the kids. We have what we need to do daily, then what needs to be turned in. Sometimes they may want a video, sometimes they may want a worksheet completed, but without a printer, I don't think I will be able to survive it without a printer. But we've been making do. Don't have a schedule.
Okay.
I think the kids tend to be better when they rise on their own, and it gives me enough time to do some of the things for work, because I'm working at home while they're doing their schoolwork. It gives me enough time to get some of my things on my to-do list for work completed before I have to break and kind of become teacher and worker at the same time. So we two complete.
Okay.
Yes.
Congratulations.
In the bag. Thank you.
A lot of the parents are waiting to start off to camp or to grandparents' house, wherever that is. Unfortunately, I don't really get those breaks because she's in high school. So we pretty much just hang out together, which is great until she goes off to college, because I'm probably going to be a blubbering mess.
Marquita said, homeschooling is not my lane. I've become a teacher. Maybe I should put a bit more emotion behind it, because she has exclamation points.
Yeah, you got to read it with her emotion.
Yeah, homeschooling is not my lane. I have become a teacher. Woo, child, listen.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are figuring out just how much effort and work it takes to be a teacher, perhaps. I think we're also discovering the gaps in our school system, though, and what our kids haven't learned, but what they're required to be able to pass on the state exam. So
okay.
Actually did away with the state exam because we are seeing the gaps in the education system. And even if it's not a state exam, but honestly, what are our children being taught, and is it beneficial to them in the long run? I think we're starting to understand that having to step in and fill in the gap or the need where we don't have teachers sitting in the home with them right now, or conducting virtual classes, because some teachers are doing that as well.
Yeah, so Zoom is becoming extremely popular.
Yes.
During this pandemic, I did read an interesting article about Zoom today as well. So they're now working on their privacy and security behind on the back end because they've had a lot of hackers,
I'm sure,
come into your Zoom meetings and doing really nasty things while people are having meetings. So they're working on that. They have also said that they're focusing on universities and schools to kind of make sure that they're, at least for now, the first pass to make sure their stuff is remaining private. So those kids, if there are kids on those classes, they won't be subjected to all of the bad behavior that's going on with the hacking. So we are definitely making a way. Everybody, make sure you're keeping your mental health in check.
Yes.
Check on your strong friends. Check on your extroverted friends. Check on your friends who have a physical touch love language. Check on them all. Because I live in the house with a physical touch person.
Yes.
And if she was alone, I think she would go crazy.
She probably wouldn't go crazy. It would be a little different though. For her.
Definitely a little different.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of statuses that say, I can't wait to, as soon as this is over, I'm hugging everybody.
No. And I'm one of those people, I don't thrive on physical touch, but I want to be touched when I want to be touched. So no, I'm not going to be hugging everybody. But if I want to hug you, yes, I will hug you. Absolutely.
Yes.
Just like the that they have going around saying, invite me and I'm going to everything after this. No, I'm not signing up. I'm still might not go. Just because COVID-19 didn't change that aspect of me. I miss human interaction, but it's limited when you already like being by yourself some. This could be at the time of solace.
In the house?
Yeah, and in the house, just being a homebody and not wanting to, deal with people or be very social. So that's really where I'm at.
I'm not having that much of an issue. I was like, because generally, like even when I'm kid free, I can sit in the house all day, no TV on, nothing on, just in the house, and I just need to run to the store right quick and come back. So as long as I can get my quick runs to the store, I'm good. So my essential runs give me my little charge to come on back in for 2-3 more days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? And this is for everyone else who is tuned in as well. So if you joined us, thank you for tuning in to the Joule Drop. Make sure you like, share, repost. I'm also looking at my phone to see the comments and just checking in to see what's going on. We can also see them on this cool app that we discovered. So Erin, if you are out there, thank you for putting us on, girl. We appreciate it. That's one of our Hey DFW, make sure you go follow her page and like her page. Thank you so much for showing us the love. What are you doing to kind of cope or stay creative during this time? Because apparently we all have now a lot of time on our hands.
I don't feel like I do.
You don't feel like you have a lot of time on your hands? Okay. Because some people are saying that.
No, I don't.
But I don't feel like I have more time on my hands either.
The only thing that has really changed is I don't have to commute everywhere, but I still have to do all of the things that is required because now I'm a teacher, I'm a hairstylist. I've added teacher to my many job titles, and I have to do a lot of them simultaneously. So at the end of the day, I'm tired. The only good thing is I ain't rushing home to make sure I'm catching my 600-pound life on Wednesday.
If anyone else watches my make sure you reach out to
Central Standard Time.
Yeah, so if you want to be put on, make sure you let us know.
Listen, Dr. Nazar put it in their life.
In everybody's
he
life.
He got to the point now he be laughing at them.
I need him to put it in my life so that I don't get too bad off with this COVID-15, which is the other part of COVID that
it's worse. It's worse than freshman 15.
You should add.
Marquita said, "I'm adding." Yes, Tasha.
All right, Tasha, you got to let us know if you want to be added to the group chat.
Because we be talking about them real good. Yes. Now, you know they had those magnets with Dr. Now on them that tells you should have lost 30 pounds this month.
For my birthday, because I'm going to need some help this year. Not somebody may not come out till 2021, to be honest, because
yeah.
I don't know that it's, I guess we are all finding different ways to cope. And, you know, I got an addiction over the last few months of the mozzarella sticks from Sonic. This is not an advertisement, by the way. I'm not being paid to say this, but those mozzarella sticks are extremely comforting. The friedness and the cheese and the greasiness and the seasoning just all together is just very comforting. And I'm not being careful. And on my really stressed days, I just go get a large with a large Dr. Pepper and call it a day, or a large porter with a large sweet tea. And if you are not trying to gain weight, you should not do that. However, I'm doing the opposite of that. Yes, Tasha, we got a group chat for my 600-pound life. We watch it together every Wednesday. And we talk about
7 p.m.
in the group chat. So if you'd like to be
for 2 hours,
chat, 2 hours, we tuned in. If anybody called, we just decline the call when it comes through. It's got to be a real emergency to get through during those times. But if you want to be added to the group chat, let us know. We'll add you to the group chat. And it's a real live conversation going on.
Yes.
So
love their show.
We've talked about COVID-19 and what we've been up to since we've been out of the studio. Tasha, make sure you drop your show information as well. Tasha is a host from one of our Power Play sister shows. So thank you to the Power Play family for tuning in. Make sure you
Ghosts don't have feelings, baby.
Yes, give everyone that information so they can check you ladies out. Marquita says 2020 hasn't had a problem with giving us the business. So I'm busting out this summer, giving 2020 all this body has to offer. I like it, Marquita. Oh, I didn't say
get it, girl.
To show my body. I just know the body I want may not be here until 2021 because I'm just not relenting on the mozzarella cheese sticks right now from Sonic. Happy hour. You get two
every day, y'all. Every day. I call her. Where you at? Get some mozzarella sticks. Your new boo.
Oh, you DVR it, Tasha. Okay. You can still hit us up and let us know what you thought about the episode though when you do see it. Well, you may not want to catch the group chat though,
because
that live.
Because we're gonna spoil it, but girl Megan for this week. Yeah. That's a good one.
And then they had to stop filming, of course, with the outbreak. So I don't know when we're gonna get a new season, or if they're gonna get back on track after everything kind of blows over. But I saw Ricky Smiley's video that he posted with one tear coming down the eye because my 600-pound
no, ma'am, he had tear-stained cheeks. Both of them was wet.
Yes, absolutely.
So
invite him to the group chat though.
Group chat.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So
I'm sure he go to sleep early, but on Wednesdays he stay up.
Right, we all stay up on Wednesdays because it's my 600-pound life night.
Yep.
Okay, so we've talked about my 600-pound life, the COVID-19 outbreak and kind of how that is impacting us. One thing, y'all, make sure you stay at home if you don't have to be out. I know it's tough. I know we don't want to. We want to live our lives. If you're like me, I'm okay staying in, but I don't want to be told to stay in. So that's part of the struggle for me, but staying in itself is not the issue. Marquita, are you laughing at me? Because that is the struggle. But staying in is not the issue, is being forced to stay in. But if you don't have to go out, make sure you stay at home because this thing is serious. We are losing thousands of people now every day. It is truly a global pandemic. The vaccination or having a vaccine for it is at least a year out. We're lucky that we can even get into a position next week to be able to test for it and test a little more rapidly. So if you don't have to go out, please stay at home, stay safe, follow the guidelines that we've been given, because we're all in it together.
Take your vitamin D too, since you ain't gonna be outside.
Yes, take your vitamin D, decorate your patio, that's my next project. So I can just step out on the patio.
Paint your house.
I can't wait.
Listen.
So everyone can see the new patio because I've been talking to Keish about it for like 3 months and Marquita. So
yes,
you all.
She ready.
Yes, I am very ready. Okay, next. Let's get into it.
Are we gonna do Tiger King? Are we gonna do Tiger King right now, or do we want to talk about self-made first? Do we want to end with Tiger King, or do we want to start with self-made first?
Self-made, that's cool. Whichever one you want to touch on.
Okay, yeah, let's start with self-made first, because Tiger King, we can really go on and on and on and on about Tiger King. But
definitely the struggle. I'm a homebody, but the fact that they said I can't go out, I want to be free. Yes.
Yep.
Y'all, 2020, we lost Kobe and Gigi and all the souls on the helicopter with them. COVID-19, everybody got to work from home. Some people want to do what they want to do and be rogue and go against the grain of what the government is saying or the laws of the land. Be wise. Be wise. Life is fragile and it's short. I just thought about that when I saw Marquita's profile picture because she still got Kobe and Gigi up there.
Yeah. And some of these counties are putting these folks in jail for not staying at the house. Listen, it ain't worth it. Just stay at home.
The leader in the Philippines said he would order the police to kill people if they went out and endangered the public. And if you don't know about that leader, I'm not saying it's not extreme, but if you don't know anything about that leader, you need to know he about that life. And
listen, what's his name? King John? What's his name, Gary? The guy in Korea. Did he kill somebody?
Did he kill somebody?
Yeah, I think he did. They said the guy he was supposed to be quarantined and decided he was gonna go to the bathhouse. Yeah, he went right on to the Lord's house.
See,
they took him right on up out of here.
You gotta be wise right now. If you don't have to go out, stay at home. Stay at home.
It's not worth it. No.
Right. It's not.
And while we at home, we're watching a lot of Netflix.
Yeah. So let's talk about self-made. Keish, what were your thoughts on self-made?
I liked the story. I thoroughly enjoyed the story. I was FaceTiming one of my classmates from high school yesterday, and we were talking about it. And what I didn't know is some of her products are still being sold in Sephora.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't know that.
Now they are new products. It's not the original products that she came out with. So they're new products with like more modern branding, but the company is still alive and well and running, and she does still have products on the shelf through Sephora. So I thought that was pretty dope for her legacy to be continued so many years later. for.
Even though she didn't have any biological lineage
Yes.
to pass it on, because she only had a daughter, and her daughter died because, of course, when I start seeing documentaries, I like to research a little further to find out more information about what I'm watching. I didn't like the modern music. Okay.
Tasha, I think that is a good point. I was going to let Keish finish her thoughts before I chimed in. I actually wrote both of those down. I was not a fan of some of the music that they played, and the thoughts in her head and how they played up colorism being that driving force behind her doing what she did, or it made her feel inadequate. I actually found that to be very off-putting, because in order for her to actually build a brand that big, she couldn't afford to get wrapped up in something like colorism, or it would have held her back. So the fact that the script played so much on that, I don't think that was an accurate depiction of her as a woman, and that they could have served her better justice by taking a different route with the script and not focusing on that. And the young lady who was her competitor was Addie. Was that her name?
Yeah. Addie or Annie.
Addie. Yeah.
It starts with the A, yes.
Something Monroe.
Let me look.
Okay. Yeah, I could have done that, but then I got devices over here I'm trying to manage everything with. But she was a millionaire in her own right. And they didn't even live
Annie
in
Monroe.
Annie.
No, Addie. Addie.
She was a millionaire actually in her own right, and the movie, the way they depicted her, I didn't agree with it at all. So that did rub me the wrong way, because what they should have been showing was that there's room for all of us to do what we do best and bring it to the marketplace. There's enough money for all of us to make, even when we're selling a different flavor,
the same
thing, there's enough room for all of it. And instead they pitted, again, and I hate to go here, but they pitted two Black women against each other. And they didn't give an accurate.
And there may have been, I believe there may have been some tension between the two. Because again, I don't know how accurate the storyline was with her trying to help Addie sell her product, and then her venturing off. And as Tasha just said, there wouldn't be a Madam C.J. Walker without a Annie Monroe. So, yeah, so they kind of helped each other, and it was a way for her to develop her idea and build her brand. Yeah. But I do like the way that they showed her tenacity to keep going, even when things were happening, like the house burnt up, and she still kept going. And, things were happening. She was getting no's here and there, but she still continued to drive forward because her vision was greater than what she had in front of her.
Yeah.
That was one great takeaway for me in the story.
I do like her perseverance, her ambition, her go-getter style of getting things done, by any means necessary. And in saying that, one of the reasons we wanted to talk about self-made is because I saw a post on someone's timeline. Let me type it so that all y'all can catch the feels the way I caught the feels.
Give them all the feels.
Yes.
Because she was really in her feels about said comment.
Yes. All the feels. Now,
did you get it?
I did. Very briefly. Hey, April, thank you for joining. So
hey, April.
I was on Facebook and I saw a post from a single gentleman saying he wanted a woman or a wife like Madam CJ Walker. I need some theme music right here while I put my head down and go to the floor and now lift it up and address it. So my problem with that type of statement, let me put it back up there for y'all. I want a woman like Madam CJ Walker. First of all, CJ Walker couldn't keep a woman like Madam CJ Walker. The person she was married to, she divorced, and she still carried his name, of course, at his pushing and pursuing and encouraging her. But, sir,
baby, that was Tina before Tina came around. I just want to keep my name. I said she was Tina before Tina even came around. I just want to keep my name.
But CJ Walker couldn't even keep a woman like Madam CJ Walker. Secondly, when you ask to be with a woman who is as ambitious and tenacious and by all accounts fiery, you have to have a personality that will complement
and match that
and match a woman with that personality type. And some of the men who are seeking that type of woman cannot actually handle what she brings into a relationship, into a space even. So if that's the case, make sure you're not just pulling on that woman for her gifts and the energy that she brings, but that you can also compliment her in that. Tasha said, I wish they would have shown more about how she grew the business, how she made the products, etc. It wasn't detailed enough in that area for me. Absolutely. They really didn't get into the ins and outs of it. There were some gaps there in the storyline and how she grew the business. I also didn't like how they depicted Booker T. Washington. And I did some of how they treated, especially being a lighter complected woman, how they depicted the lighter complected,
the light skin. Yeah,
I was not feeling it. Not feeling it.
Like they all had nasty attitudes.
Not all light-skinned people are like that. As a matter of fact, some of us really love those who have, more melanin in their skin than we do. I love Black people of all shades and colors. I have Black people of all shades and colors in my family who I love dearly. Hopefully the Lord will give me a husband who is, Black as tar, because I like them Black. The blacker better. But just to generalize, light skin. Why are you holding your head back on me, Keisha? But
because I'm just laughing. Listen, the last time we had this conversation, we were in studio.
And
I laughed just as hard. So
people love
it's not gonna be any different.
April said people love the idea of someone ambitious and amazing, but the reality is real, actual work. Yes, it is work.
Exactly.
Someone who is ambitious, someone who dreams big, and someone who does not mind doing the hard work to actually see that dream come into fruition. People have an issue with accountability in relationships.
Team mindset.
If you are with an ambitious person, you may not be able to afford to be lazy in a relationship. So, got to do the work.
Yeah, and I think they depicted him as being he got jealous at some point because he was not the leader or the one that she spoke about, and she always talked about it being my business, my this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
But
I just didn't think that he was ready.
But it was her business, and he was not a good businessman. when you read more historical accounts of what occurred in their relationship, he wasn't a great businessman. He was good at advertising. That was his strong suit. And so he worked in the part of the business that he was strong in. If someone isn't an accountant, why would you make them a bookkeeper for your business? That doesn't make any sense. I don't like the fact that they did have her throwing it up in his face, but it could have also been unintentional, because sometimes when you hold something so dear to you, you will, you own it. It
It's
is
your baby.
a possession. Yeah. You possess that thing. And you want to make sure that you have a seat at the table when important decisions are being made about it. You want to drive the direction that it's going in. You want to drive the vision of it. So, yeah. Tasha said, what about them having her daughter in a lesbian relationship? I read that she was not a lesbian.
Now, I did do some research about that. I was looking because I was like, is she free? Like, what is she happy? I was really trying to understand, because she was married 3 times.
Yes.
I think that was the same amount of times her mom was married, was 3 times.
No, we're talking about the daughter.
Yeah, but she was married 3 times. When I looked her up, they said she had been married 3 times. Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't see anything about her being a lesbian either. So I don't know.
There was some facts missing.
Maybe that whole
and they probably just did it to make the script a little juicier and keep the audience more intrigued and engaged. But I think they did a great disservice to who she really was and what she truly embodied, even down to the depth of her relationships with her husband and her daughter. And I think it would have been better if they would have focused on how she really grew the business and not necessarily the tension that she had with family members, especially if it was irrelevant to the point of the story and the message they were trying to push. I love that LeBron was an executive producer, though. I'm absolutely enjoying what we're seeing him do in our community. So, feeling that.
Pretty dope.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Really good.
So that's
overall, I liked it.
I liked it. What I did not like, I'm just not a fan of her. Shout out though to her. I respect her for going after what she wants. I'm not a Tiffany Haddish fan.
I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, I'm not a Tiffany Haddish fan. I'm not a fan of her comedy either. She always acts as herself, even when you see her play roles in other movies. She's not a trained actress. If it's something she plans to do, someone needs to hold her accountable and encourage her to take classes from a qualified coach to help her hone in on that skill so that she can really bring her characters to life. As soon as I saw her on the screen, I was like, oh, so Tiffany Haddish is playing Tiffany Haddish. That's honestly how I felt watching her character on screen. And
I think she did well.
No.
I think she did pretty good in the movie. She was toned down in the movie.
Was she?
I
didn't feel like
compared to what she normally does, I think she was kind of toned down. She did have that little bit of moment of her cutting up in the street when she caught her husband. Yes, maybe 2. But for the most part, I think
no.
It's a no for you, sis.
Mm-mm. I think
Tasha too. She said she almost didn't watch it when she saw her in it. So
someone just needs to be honest with her if that's what she really plans on doing long term, and if she wants longevity in the business, someone needs to be honest with her and tell her to stretch and broaden her range some.
But I do think, if I'm not mistaken, she went to school for acting, or she had some sort of training, because she started in high school. She did drama or something. I read her book too. So that's kind of how she got started. Maybe she needs to go some more, but I think that was where she started.
Yeah, drama in
high school,
and drama in college, and doing theater and screen. Those are different. It's just different. It's not the same. So yeah, anyone can act in high school. That's like letting all the kids take a part in the church play. You do it because they need a grade and you don't want nobody to feel bad about themselves. But when you start, putting yourself on screen for people to see, someone in her camp needs to be honest and tell her, it's time to stretch. I would expect one of you guys to tell Nina, that's not it, sis. Pick something else or go get you some classes. Should we invest in classes for you for your birthday? Is that what you want for Christmas? That's the kind of squad I run with. I know that's the kind of squad she needs.
What can we do to support you?
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's self-made with a bow.
Okay, are you ready to get into Joe? Good old.
Yeah, let's go and talk about Joe, because she the hashtag free Joe exotic. He's serving 20 and trying to take everybody else down with him.
Listen, y'all can. All right, Cheryl not in jail. We may as well go ahead and let Joe go. Let Joe go. That's the new hashtag.
Wait a minute. So my cousin posted today that she believed Carol didn't do it.
How, Sway?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I need to understand that.
I said, girl, in the words of O.J. Simpson.
Yes, Marquita. Go. Thank you, sis.
Okay. Baby, Dan was Tiger Shoo. That's what OJ said. Listen. Hey, kitty.
That was water, by the way, y'all know. I chugged that in front of the camera. That was water. See, empty water bottle.
She said hers water. Mine is Joule juice.
Joule juice. Okay. Is that a
Joule juice.
L-E.
In the Joule Drop cup.
So, Tiger King. Man. So the full title of the series on Netflix is Yes, Marquita, Take Carol Instead. Yes. So the full title of the show on Netflix was Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness. Was it, Keish, anything like you thought it was going to be when you first saw the title and the description pop up on your recommended watch list?
No, it was not. It wasn't anything like I thought it was. But the series that I've been watching here recently on Netflix have not been what I thought they were. Like The Pharmacist wasn't.
No, The
Pharmacist. Don't Sleep with Cats wasn't either. Like it was. They're becoming very creative with these titles. And then you get into it and be like, what is this?
They draw you in.
Because the first couple of episodes, you be like, okay, this is a good backstory. Now, wait a minute. You said what now?
Yes.
Yeah, Joe was, honey, he was living his best life.
There was not a person in those series. Not a single sober individual. If they weren't on meth, they did crack, or they were on alcohol. Nobody was sober. I'm convinced nobody was sober.
Okay. You said alcohol. I was like, well, I think that the guy who was going to do the reality show, he may not have been on drugs. And maybe the guy, okay, how about the campaign manager? He wasn't on drugs.
Maybe 2 people were.
He just...
Less than 5.
He was just real green.
Less than 5 people.
Yeah.
Right.
She said, "Is Carol basketball?"
To be Joe's pen pal, because you can't go 5 minutes without him getting lit up about Carol, or he mad because y'all not talking about Carol. It was like an obsession for him.
But see, it's just like, don't come for me, and I won't send for you. Carol came for Joe. Joe was minding his twiddly little business at his zoo with Travis. What's his other husband name?
John.
Travis. What? With and John. He was minding his business with his straight husbands. Okay.
Let's talk about how much meth you have to be on to be a straight man to get involved in a threesome homosexual marriage.
A throuple.
All the
with a man who probably old enough to be your daddy, because they was 19 when they started messing with him.
I'm not supposed to be touching my face. I'm sorry. All the COVID-19 rules. It's a habit. Old habits.
Well, you at home?
I am at home.
Yeah, so poor thing. And then Travis was so high he didn't realize he forgot the gun.
That was sad. That was very bad. And I felt bad for Joe, because I think there was some level of love there. Not that I that type of behavior, but it was very disheartening. I think the one thing that stood out to me, I was so confused by the time the storyline, like I was 4 episodes in before I was like, did I really get pulled into the Tiger King? I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't what I thought.
And now you got to go to the end to see what happened.
Gotta finish it.
You can't just abort it.
It's gonna be. Yes, Marquita.
Joe was smooth on
with the drugs. He had everybody on them. Everyone was on them.
But he had to do something else, because the conditions that the workers were living in were deplorable, very bad. When they pulled the top of the chest of drawer out and the rat was in there, and they was just like, "It's a rat in there." That ain't hot.
I think he was just maybe really trying. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how much charm someone operates in for you to live like that or get involved in a homosexual threesome marriage. But it seems like he just possessed this like larger than life personality and charm that drew them in, and they just got maybe hypnotized by it. And I'm sure the cars and all of that helped them get coaxed in. I have no idea. I'm stumped because, I don't see myself going that far off the deep end. So I can't imagine what someone's psyche has to be to go that far. Now, I was jamming to his music videos. The music was kind of fire. And then you killed it for me when you sent me the article and found out he was a real life Milli Vanilli up in here and was looking. Yeah. Because I thought when they panned the camera on him in the car and he was actually singing, he could carry a little tune. I was like, okay, it's not perfect like it sounds on the track, but we have very few artists these days who don't have
can really sing.
Yeah, in the studio. So I was like, okay, he can carry a tune. But that kind of crushed me because I was really jamming out to some of his music videos while I was watching the series.
Yeah.
So that killed it. And
you also have to think about like how, I don't know if it was the drugs or if it was just the obsession to make sure Carol got nothing, that you give away everything to keep her from getting anything. And then they just put you out of the whole thing. But all of them shysters, all of them shady, every last one of them. Doc, junk, all of them. Just shady. Ain't nobody straight.
And it should really be like life learning moment to not surround yourself by felons and meth heads, and don't trust a felon and sign your business over to them and think you're going to get that business back, because it's probably not going to happen, or have any
Nah, they sent it on up out of there.
Yeah, so it's Tiger King. That's what we have now. Nothing like what we thought it was going to be when we first clicked watch. Everything messed up. Everything messed up his mind. First of all, his mom was in tears about to lose everything she owned because of him. Joe is a psychopath. I think the encounter with Carol and her coming for them may have pushed him over the edge, and of course, Travis's passing did not help. So, I want to extend him a little bit of grace in that area, but they were all exploiting animals. So when Carol was coming for them, I'm like, baby, you doing the same thing as like the pot calling the kettle black. All of them was on drugs. That's everything.
But if we talk about the relationship Carol had with her husband, Dan, right? She wasn't really. I think Dan was more along the lines of Joe and everybody else, because he liked to do the breeding and all of that. So he was really in the process of trying to move that operation elsewhere when he disappeared. Okay. So I think she has a little bit of a different mindset, but of course, everybody always grades their paper higher than somebody else's. But so it's like, I got it.
Though she had the same mindset of all of them earlier in the business.
Yeah.
She went
and then it changed.
Like she flipped the switch and went to the other side. But they were all exploiting animals in one way or another. So really, it was the pot calling the kettle black. When Carol killed him and sold him to the tigers, yes. Okay, Nikisha, what did your cousin say to rebuttal that?
She didn't. I said, girl, in the words of OJ, he was Tiger Shoo Shoo, and she was like, I don't think he did. She said she don't think that Carol did it.
Oh.
Well, who did it, sis? She was the one that had the most to gain from him being missing. And she waited 5 years and declared him dead and got all the money, didn't give his family anything, his biological children, nothing. It's just bad. It was bad. I didn't like it.
Where is Dan, man?
And she gained it all.
Where is he at? She did, Marquita. She gained it all. All of it.
And then, they interviewed. So I did run across an article where nobody's happy about how the Tiger King was released. Carol said she was told that it was going to be a docuseries about saving cats and all of that, and now everybody's looking all crazy because the truth of the matter is they all under fire. Free Joe, take care of them. They're all under fire at this point. So they feel like the production team lied to them to get the information that they needed. Oh, well.
Okay. That's something they can pick up with Netflix. And Carol probably has the money to do that. You don't know how much she's working with over there.
But didn't she say she would take jail time too for payment from Joe? She just wanted him off the street anyway.
Yeah, she wanted him.
They really hated each other.
Yes.
Oh. They really.
And I mean, dude ran for governor. He ran for president. I want the confidence of Joe, okay? Because he really thought he was going to become governor. And you really have to believe in yourself to think, you can go against reputable people and become a politician.
Which animals, Marquita? Which animals have been rescued from which zoo?
All the tigers.
Yeah, she said they have been rescued from the zoo. Joe Zoo, Doc's Zoo.
Joe doesn't have a zoo anymore.
Oh, because he gave it away.
Yes.
She said Joe.
Joe didn't have
Drugs give you superpowers.
Yes, he had drugs. Correct. Yes. And mental issues. So while we're talking about mental issues, now that we're back on it, please do not self-medicate during this time. From Joe's zoo that he lost. No. Marquita, he didn't lose it. He gave it away. He signed it over legally. Drugs or not, he signed it over. Mental health and self-medicating, let's make sure we kind of stay away from that, or not even kind of. Recommendation is that you do, because you do not want to end up like Joe Exotic.
Joe.
Right. Just coping and trying to find a way out. Let's make sure that we're coping in a healthy way during this time of quarantine. Of course, life is still happening. We are still adjusting to stay-at-home orders, adjusting to our new normal, whatever that may be. We're all still searching for organization and ways to keep our lives afloat, or even to thrive. Some are thriving, some are surviving, some are getting by. Whatever range of coping you are in and living and getting through this, reach out to someone, talk to someone. There are a lot of free tools available, and don't do it by yourself. We're all doing this together. You're not the only person staying in the house. We are all staying in the house right now, and missing loved ones, missing relatives. Make sure you're, finding an outlet for everything you feel right now at this time.
Yeah, and don't forget that if you are still employed and you do have benefits, you can always reach out to your EAP benefit. They have therapists available on the phone that can talk to you. They're available 24 hours a day. If you need to do more extensive work, you can find you a therapist. A lot of therapists now with this stay-at-home are doing telehealth. So you can have those therapy sessions and those outlets with certified and qualified professionals from your couch. You'll still be on the couch, just your couch.
Your couch.
And you can kind of work through those issues. Now it's definitely not the time to neglect your mental health.
Absolutely. So. All right. So closing thoughts.
This was fun. It was different, but I liked it.
Different, yes.
Yes, it was different. I liked it. Thanks for everybody for joining. Yes. I'll be speed dating from my room next Friday. So we'll be trying out something new next Friday too. So there's stuff to do, virtual parties. Listen. Oh, and you know what? We didn't talk about it, and I know that we're known for it. So I thought maybe I'd shoot a couple off the hip. The Do It for the Culture.
Okay.
I just want to give a Do It for the Culture to D Nice, because Club Quarantine has definitely been a hit.
Yes.
We did give a shout out earlier to everyone on the front line, but you are definitely also doing it for the culture. So yes. If I had a picture of everybody in the world who was working at a capacity, we would definitely like to say that you are definitely doing it for the culture, and that would be the human culture. So thank you for that. That was just my two off the hill.
Doing it for humanity. And then yes. Kevin Durant, I think. Kevin Durant or Kevin Garrett. I can't remember which one. Tim Duncan and Kobe. I think it's Kevin Garrett. They were all inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. So congratulations. And we know Kobe is not here to celebrate that. So we are all celebrating for him on this evening.
Yes.
Huge accomplishment. So,
Marquita done hooked us up with GW Zoo is the name of the zoo Joe gave away. She had to look it up. And the animals are gone to a sanctuary in Colorado.
oh,
They gone.
and Joe is gone.
And trying to hear about down with him. Okay.
All right. So thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you once again stay safe, stay at home, save lives. Don't go out unless you absolutely have to. Marquita, thank you for tuning in, sis. We appreciate the support. April, Patrice, Aaron, Willie, Janae joined us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let us know what you thought about tonight's show. Tasha, our Power Play sister shows tuned in. Let us know what you think. We'll be back again. Are we coming back next week, Keish?
Yeah, we said we would come back next week. We'll probably come a little earlier.
Okay.
Like I said, we'll be dating next week. So we'll go a little earlier and then try to keep it at an hour for next week.
Awesome.
And we got a new show. Are we going to talk about a new show next week?
We'll talk about it next week.
Okay, cool.
So thank you all for tuning in. This is the Joule Drop. I am Nina Renesie with my co-CEO, my Chief Encouragement Officer, Natural Keish. You can tune in right on the Joule Drop. Make sure you like, share, repost, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Joule Drop, and make sure you check out our website, www.thejouledrop.com. We love you all. Be safe, and we will see you next week. Peace.